It is ERT News, episode 19. Let's get into everything that you should be paying attention to here at Elite. Anton, you ready to jump right into it?
I am. I told Jenna and Tracy, who's on, by the way, with us today, special VIP guest, right before we start, I said, be ready. I'm going to use a sports analogy. So here's the analogy. If you're a fan of baseball, right now, this is playoff time. And it's kind of like the World Series. The game's not over yet, but we're getting there. So what my point is you need to be paying attention to something right now. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, it's tax planning. Why? Because the virtual family office is all about holistic planning, getting proactive. But when you're talking about November and into December, like the focus needs to be on how do I proactively help my clients mitigate federal income tax, capital gains tax, and is there anything in my own circumstance I should be looking at as well? So we listened to the recording this morning of the tax webinar that Tracy Miller, our virtual family office liaison, and Tim Gacy, our director of advanced planning, did yesterday to the community. And I just wanted to spend the news today driving this point home because I'm hoping that everybody in this community is getting the message. It's tax planning time. There still is an opportunity right now. The window is still open, but we need to be moving very quickly because the window is closing soon. So I wanted to have Tracy on today to talk a little bit about yesterday's webinar, the Q4 tax planning tips. They went through a number of strategies that are still available right now to help clients with. And Tracy, if you don't mind touching on what those strategies, you don't need to walk through them, but just touch very high level what they were and then where they can see the brief breakdown of those. I'm gonna encourage everybody to watch the recording of that webinar if you weren't on it live. We will post it below this news episode. And Tracy, maybe some key takeaways from you on the webinar itself and any feedback that you got.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Anton. Thanks, Jenna. Thanks for having me back on round two. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And hi, everybody. Happy Q4. So the Elite BFO community in school, I want to point out that right at the top, you'll see this post pinned. This will live here for the entirety of the month. So, if anything, this is probably one of the most valuable posts to keep an eye on. It will be updated as we have updates on these Q4 strategies. If there's anything that changes, there's an update in inventory that's allocated, like charitable gift financing. If a strategy becomes fully subscribed, if the deadline changes, this is the post to keep an eye on.
And I'm
So,
glad you mentioned that, Tracy,
yeah,
because we have actually seen where things either have hit full subscription before the date they expected, or things did hit capacity, and then the specialists were able to get additional capacity back on. So it really is a moving target that you need to be kind of plugged into.
100%. Well said. Just like perfect example right here, cinematic returns. Originally, the deadline was December 1st. That would have passed. But now we have some inventory open for 250,000 or below is ASAP. Or if you're
250,000
200
or above. Oh, below is
below.
ASAP. Okay.
Yep,
And then above
ASAP.
250.
If it's
Yep.
above, you have a little bit more leeway, about another week or so.
Got it.
So, really important for those real-time updates. Again, it will live at the top, really easy to find. And then I also want to point out for you all the most recent recording that Anton spoke to is right here for you all to watch of Tim's Q4 tax planning tips part two. And then as you scroll over, the updated Q4 document. So, as Anton said, that is there for you to review a little more in depth. But Tim did an awesome job running through 8 strategies. And if you remember, this started out around 10. So you can see as we are getting closer to the end of the month, some of those strategies are at capacity. So we're updating in real time. The good news is we still have 8 really solid strategies that you all can bring to your clients. My recommendation that I can't emphasize enough is in the next couple days, if you are seeing some of these strategies jump out to you, you're matchmaking, you're aligning these with your clients, schedule a call with these specialists in the next day or two, even just to meet them briefly, to get to know them, the strategy, and then get your clients scheduled with those specialists as soon as possible.
Love it. And this was designed, if you would like to, for it to be client facing. So obviously everybody's got to take their own compliance into account, but you can download the document that Tracy has up right now, which again is current to date, and you can use this as a client facing piece if it would be helpful in your conversations.
Yep, absolutely. And it's also located right here if you guys want to click on it, whatever is easiest. Taylor and the marketing team have done a great job of getting it updated in real time. And you can see the call to action at the bottom too. So definitely meant to send out to your clients.
Love it.
All right.
What was the feedback that you received yesterday from attendees and any final takeaways from you?
Yeah, glad you asked. For everybody out there, I was just sharing with Anton and Jenna how yesterday's call was very eye-opening. It was one of the most engaged calls I think I've seen in a really long time, and just a lot of solid feedback from the 35 plus attendees of really giving us the feedback that this is what you all want to see, this high level education of how it can be applicable to your clients, what these strategies mean, who's a good fit. Again, Tim did such a solid job of running through these strategies. So, my takeaway for you all from Tim is that even helping one client this year can create such a big impact. Or with your current client base, even implementing one strategy can make such a big impact. So, kind of that butterfly effect of,
Mm.
reciprocity and helping others. So, the time is now.
The time is now.
I
Love
love
it.
it.
Helping one client is such a good message, one or more.
Yeah.
Jenna, let's pull up that slide because I want to give them a little bit more direction on what do we mean when we say helping one client. So, out of the 8 strategies that Tracy referenced on that document, which again we will include the link below this video, make it super easy for you. There are strategies that are helpful to business owners. There are strategies that are helpful to W-2 employees. In terms of the income tax level, if somebody's at 20,000 of federal income tax or less, probably going to be pretty difficult with those strategies. I mean, really designed to be more than that and some significantly more than that. So let's look at. We saw a client come in the other day that through the VFO tax planning process that had 25,000 or so of federal income tax liability, which people go, oh, well, that's a little bit low. But the client was actually exercising or planning on exercising about 900,000 worth of RSU. So if they're in that range, it kind of goes, well, what state are they in? Is it a high income state or a no income state? Are there any other moving pieces that might give us some more meat on the bone to help plan? So that 20 to 50,000 range is kind of like it's low, but is there anything else going on? 50,000 or more, we start getting into a good, we can do something. There's probably a good single or double we can do here. And I'll say where we shine is 100,000 or more federal income tax. Okay. So W-2 or business owner, 50,000 or more is definitely, there's something to do. 100,000 or more, we're going to knock it out of the park. Capital gains tax, depending on the strategy. Some capital gains tax, if you have an asset sale, could be 100,000 or more of capital gains tax. And some of the strategies are going to have higher requirements than that. But just to give you the ballpark. And then in terms of getting started. So again, review that one pager that Tracy went over. Take a look at those 8. Are all 8 on your radar? Are you familiar with them? Are you looking at them? Are you looking at client circumstances on where those might be able to fit? If you're not familiar with them, great. That's what we're here for. Like that's why you joined this community. We're here to help you. So what does that look like? Well, Tracy's our virtual family office liaison. You can send her a direct message in school, or as she referenced, if you want to, you can reach out directly to the specialists. They're going to be active in the VFO community. Now, I will say, given the time of the year, my baseball analogy, World Series is going on. We still have an opportunity to influence the outcome of the game, but it's going on right now. So there's not like time to just kind of kick the tires, have a casual conversation. If you reach out to a specialist directly right now, there might not be that immediate response. So leverage Tracy because she's kind of got the bat signal with the VFO specialist, right? She has that personal relationship, so she can reach out to them and get them, make sure it gets on their radar. And then the VFO tax planning process, many of you are aware of that and are leveraging that right now. That's where you use our team, Tracy Miller, Tim as the director of advanced planning, and other specialists on our team. But I'll tell you what, we're running hard right now. So
Oh, yeah.
in terms of 2025 planning, your best bet to get the to move quickly is to reach out to Tracy directly via the school community or reach out to the specialist directly. And if you haven't leveraged the VFO tax planning process yet, we will be rolling that out and making it available to the larger group of the community come at some point in 2026. So that's how I would get started. Those are the clients I would be looking at. Tracy, anything you feel like you want to add or I missed for the viewers today?
No, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, Anton. Really valid point, though. You can always send me a DM in school. My recommendation would be if a specialist has a calendar link, schedule directly with them. Let them know you're with ERT in the notes.
And the
If they,
schedule, the calendar link would be where, Tracy, in the classroom in their
yeah,
profile?
you got it. It'll be in the classroom under how to get started with the client. They'll have their calendar link there if it's there. Given the time of year, if they don't have a calendar link, like Anton said, reach out to me. Even if they have an email address listed in school in their classroom section, I'm happy to facilitate that conversation. They're going to recognize my email address and we can get the ball rolling right away. So either calendar link or reach out to me and we'll get those conversations started ASAP.
Yeah, love it. And there are no doubt people listening right now that are maybe either newer to the community or maybe just haven't fully jumped in or embraced the tax planning. And I'm telling you, I know it creates extra work, but if you can help a client save 6 figures plus in taxes, if you can bump your profit, your bottom line by a 20 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand by doing something in the next 3 weeks, like, isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth it? So we're
Absolutely.
here to help however we can. If there's something you need from us, just please feel free to comment below the video, or as Tracy said, reach out to her directly. Jenna, that's all I've got.
Yeah, I love it. I'm sure some people are like, well, what if I don't really know where to start? That's exactly why Tim did the webinar yesterday with Tracy, so you can get some of that education. So don't sleep on that video. We will give you the link. And yeah, Tracy, thanks so much for being here today. Happy that yesterday was a big success with Tim Gacy's tax planning tips part two. So definitely keep a lookout on that. As I, I will say, Anton, we almost didn't do the news today, and I'm so happy that we did because I think this is so important for the community. So thanks again for you both being here today. And next up, we might have a little bit of a holiday check-in with you on ERT News. And then, of course, looking forward to kicking things off again in January 2026. Thanks for watching.